Hi, I'm Stefanie Mosca. We're here in Austin, Texas at IT Expo West 2011, and I'm joined today by Chris Perret, CEO of Nukona. How are you today, Chris?
I'm doing great.
Thank you
Thanks.
for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So why don't we talk first a little bit about who Nukona is?
Nukona is a early stage startup that addresses all of the mobile app management for enterprise. And in particular, what we're doing is addressing, we offer, and we're the only vendor that offers a separation architecture for mobile apps. What that means is being able to, allowing IT to apply policies, security policies on any app that they distribute throughout the enterprise.
Okay, great. And you recently had a product launch.
Yes, so we've recently launched our products at our website and going out with 2 Global 100 firms. That's been pretty exciting for a small little startup like ourselves.
Great. And what's the feedback been so far?
Feedback's been good. Adoption is going it's going quite high on these firms as it rolls out. They're actually experiencing viral uptake of the apps and the platforms across their organization.
And Nukona has also released a new tool for CIOs.
Yes, we recently just released a tool called the Mobile Maturity Index. And this is just an independent tool for CIOs to use. And the intent behind this is to assess their current sort of strategy and technologies that are appropriate for where their organization is today with mobile devices, but more importantly, where they want to go in the future.
And we're seeing this trend of bring your own device to work. Where do you see Nukona entering into that realm and helping customers to make that happen?
That's a really good question. There's 2 types of deployments that we're seeing. One is in what I would call a controlled deployment environment, and that's one where IT is really restricting the access of devices that are coming into the enterprise, restricting access to their data centers, and another is a pretty open environment. But in both cases, they're being overwhelmed with devices that individuals are bringing.
Sure.
I think what is the last statistic I saw, that 40% of Americans have some form of a smart device. They're bringing those devices into the office, whether it's supported by IT or not.
Right, and that makes it hard to manage whatever everyone's calling and so on and so forth.
Well, at the end of the day, unless you're able to ensure that these devices are not on your network, they're on your network.
Yeah, right,
and,
absolutely. So what other trends are you seeing right now in terms of mobile and applications?
Well, I think that the real trend is organizations are beginning to author or source productivity apps for their enterprise, and as they do that, they're proliferating them out to their employees. A lot of times, so we see a big trend with enterprise app stores entering into the enterprise. As they enter in, there's this next problem, which is, great, we can distribute apps, but what do we do about the data they access? And that's really the problem that Nukona was formed to address.
And how would you say that Nukona addresses the importance of the enterprise?
Well, from distributing the apps to pulling the apps back and the data it accesses, when in a bring your own device or BYOD world, one of the key challenges that people have is pulling their data and controlling their data without impacting the personal data of individuals. I mean, imagine an employee who comes to work, has got pictures of their newborn child on their camera or on their phone, and then they leave, they change jobs. Currently, the only tool that most enterprise organizations have is to wipe the device, thereby eliminating personal information, some of it very, very important to employees. So downstream, the way enterprise IT is going to have to address this is different. They're going to need to control their information through their apps and not impact any of the personal apps or personal information brought into the office on individuals' personal devices.
Do you find that to be a challenge?
Well, certainly it was very hard to do.
Yeah.
We spent quite a long time finding a way to do that. But with the tooling that we put in place now, it's very, very easy to allow organizations to do this.
Any other challenges that Nukona runs into, or possibly challenges that your products actually provide solutions for in the market right now?
I think the key element here is that there's not one single element of mobility management that an organization can deploy. So from a Nukona standpoint, we offer basic device management, that is the managing of devices that come into the enterprise. as well as the mobile app management, and then more importantly, the policy and information management that these apps access. Most of the organizations today are deploying or having to go to single vendors to get point solutions, whether it's antivirus or mobile device management, then going to another organization or company and vendor to supply mobile app management and distribution. And as I noted, we're the only company right now that has a full separation architecture allowing for policy and information management on these apps.
Sure. And enterprise mobility in general is just such a big trend right now. How do you see that changing and evolving in the near future?
Well, I think the trend that we see is that it's not just about phones and it's not just about tablets. I mean, in reality, these mobile devices that people are carrying around are really the work tools of the future.
Agreed.
It's our belief that these trends or these devices are really part of what's been termed the next generation compute platform. And in the next generation compute platform, it's always connected through multiple paths. It's an app-centric environment, so the power of the platform is brought forward by the apps that run on it. They commingle personal and business use, and form factors are relevant.
Sure.
I mean, we see that trend with some of the newer laptops, coming out with Apple, where there's iOS and an app store and apps running on these devices. I believe that trend is going to accelerate.
Great. Well, thank you so much for being here today.
Great, thank you.
Once again, this is Stefanie Mosca at ITXO West 2011, and I'm here with Chris Perret of Nukona.